Eugenics, right? Eugenics was a movement that was born in the United States under hard doctrines of racism with the intent of eliminating the tribe of Judah in the African American community in this country, right? To eliminate it. That's
Now, simply put, the Bible is black history. The children of Israel are predominantly people who are black, people of color. And I don't want to get into myself because a lot of people like they're not sure, but I know my tribe's Ephraim because the Most High woke me up, and we're mixed with the Gentiles. Our forefathers did that, so I claim my Israelite heritage too. But predominantly, Israel is black, especially tribe of Judah. So that's who the real Hebrews are.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. I had last week a dinner, sit-down dinner at my house for 40 people, which are considered the leadership of the black community, and it's very important people. They can be part of our doing an activity.
In the Bible, and they are Amalek. They're the very people they talking about wiping off the planet.
So,
both of them.
In truth, they're gonna be the ones to be wiped off the planet.
Watch.
So he done basically
Get rid of it.
prophesied his own demise.
Yes. That's what, everything you're doing is Elohim real.
Yes, sir.
And the only reason the Palestinians ain't claiming to like Israel because they know they're Turkish. They know they're Turkish. The only real Canaanites is there because they call Syrian Canaan. They call that little area Palestine. Made it up. Next we go through the show, I'm gonna show you. We go from Adam, how they named it, why did they name it, and what they are.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so those Syrians and Palestinians are Turkish Muslims.
So all these people in that region that are in control of that region, or the majority of that region, are not who they claim to be.
No. And that's what was fulfilling in Revelation 2 and 9. When he said, you're not Jews. And when he said in the scriptures that the Gentiles' time had to be fulfilled. So would that be everybody over there?
Yes, sir.
You just think about what area, the whole area.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, that verse, that prophecy that he said, we live in the prophecy.
Yes, sir.
He said the Gentiles' time had to be fulfilled before we could go on. The true Hebrew Israelites.
Which brings back into light that the whole thing of the crown falling, which is what we're talking about too.
All this is happening in sync.
Yes, sir.
First you have to have the voice, because you have to know the Son before you know the Father.
Yes, sir.
That's prophesied.
Yes, sir.
He said you can't know the Son and not know the Father. You can't know the Father without knowing the Son. You know what I'm saying? People talk about they take just the Old Testament. Well, I call it the Old Covenant.
Right.
And don't do the New Covenant. Or take the New Covenant and not take the Old Covenant.
Right.
Ain't that a house divided?
Yes, sir.
We can't stand. That's prophecy. So you ought to pick your side.
Yes,
you're not on the side of the Most High. Either way.
Yes,
if these so-called Christians say they don't deal with their own text, you divided your own house, man. Can't divide Elohim's house. You Muslims say y'all don't do the new, you divided your house.
Right.
You got on the other side of the fence, so you never know this side. Because they're so brainwashed, they're not the original people.
Yes, sir.
And they're like the Quran. They don't tell you prophecy from the Quran. You ever notice that? Talk to the study a Muslim. If he come and sit and talk with me, show me scripture that fulfill what your prophecy you're talking about. Show me the scripture that got you in Gaza, that put you there. Show me a scripture that's telling you how you became the Canaanites,
right? That
you call the Palestinians. The false Jews use our Torah. They're not the people. They can't read it. I know they can't read it. I know. I hear every day they say they can't read it. They can't read it because you're not of it.
Right.
So both of y'all lying. Both of them lying. They call us black all over the world. Right. They don't call us Hebrew Israelites or the true Jews.
Right.
Say that. He died all danced all around that. With everybody on the earth beside Israel, because we do not read and do not want to know. Israel knows. If you're saying that these Christians are following the Messiah, and you found out that Christians, you have to keep talking about the Zionists.
Yes.
You know what started that?
What?
Christian Zionists. That's where it started. 1945, these Jew Zionists, you talking about, they got that from Christians.
Wow.
They're the same people. It was started Christian Zionists.
That's, well, thinking about it, that's where I've heard it used. Christians used to use that word Zion. And
but it was literally Christian Zion.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, now you hear just Zion.
Okay, right.
So it sounds like they're talking about false Jews. but it was Christian Zionists.
Literally Christian
Literally. Back with Rome. Christian Zionists, and they the chosen people. And they cut off the Christian. Then they turn around and say, Judeo-Christian. Try to act like Jew before it. No. Y'all Christians, man. Y'all Romans.
You know
how you put around it. But they dancing.
Yeah.
They dancing. In Israel, Israelis, because they can call themselves Israelites.
Right.
They know they're not. Call themselves Israelis.
Right.
Zionists. And Zion ain't even an original name. No, it was Shayan. Mean teacher, master. Zion was made by them. That's not our land. Have nothing to do with it. They're like Sinai Mountain.
Right.
Not ours. That means sin. Ours are reed. House of God. Mountain of Elohim.
Yes, sir.
Did you say they got two mountains?
Yeah.
And look at the scripture. They got two mountains. They don't talk about a reed. Well, I named my son after, because I was on that mountain. I was on that mountain, just like Moses.
Yes, sir.
And I said somebody about somebody as a witness about how he lived. He a witness.
Yes, sir.
His father was on that mountain. And I named him Harid.
Yes, sir.
That's the mountain of Elohim. Now you got a mountain Sinai that you made up. You got a Christ that you made up. You got a Zion that you made up. You got a crucifixion that you made up.
Yes, sir.
Never written nowhere in the scripture. Never in the scripture.
We talked about all of that too. We've talked about how everything of Elohim and of Adam, they have a opposite.
Yes. Yeah. Everything. Yeah, they have wicked these people are. Literally. They're going to make exactly the opposite, because they're exactly the opposite. But as the truth, they lies. And the whole world going to see it.
Yes, sir.
You're not going to continue to put so-called black against white no more.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be good against evil, like it always have been.
Always.
And they mixed it up, so black people trying to submit to these Gentiles to be accepted by them. Because like I was talking to my wife about this earlier, that that's all I was going to say, when we talking about this Jesus Christ, we're talking about he's the King of the Jews. So why would it hurt black people to recognize the King of the Jews as our King?
Right.
You accept him as their king.
Right.
Their king is your king.
Right.
But you cannot accept our king is our king. You know why you can't do that? You know what? Because he's not your king.
Yeah.
The serpent is your king. Jesus is your king.
Now you mentioned too that once we get into the Abraham thing, it's going to reveal a lot of what's going on over there in Africa.
It's going to reveal everything. Everything, man. Elkebulon. Eden, that's what it's going to reveal. Because that's what it is, Elkebulon. Elkebulon. Al or El.
That's right.
Yeah, same thing. Elkebulon. You know what I'm saying? The Garden of Eden. That's what it's called. That's why they still call it Africa. Trying to hold us back in this delusion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they broke it apart just like Elohim told. They went into Elkebulon, the Garden of Eden,
yes, sir,
and destroyed it. Just like they went in the Garden of Eden with Adam. That serpent went in there.
Actually, like they went into Egypt and Israel.
That's all that's
good. Did that.
That's
all that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
But I think all that capital cover, I don't know what y'all want to call it.
Yes, sir.
Every name they want to give it. All that is Elkebulon.
Yes, sir. Split all of it.
All of it.
You can't sit there and say, aha, because Hamas committed excesses on October 7th, this is all Hamas's fault. No. This goes back 7+ decades, and there's a level of frustration that has to be accounted for. This isn't the first rodeo between Hamas and Israel. It's been going on. And if you also dig into what Hamas is, understand that Hamas was created, or at least the creation of Hamas was facilitated by Israel. I don't think a lot of people know that. Israel created Hamas. Why? Israel created Hamas to create division within the Palestinian community. Back in the 1980s, the Palestinian community was starting to coalesce around Yasser Arafat, around the Palestinian Liberation Organization, around the Palestinian Authority, around Fatah, the military wing of the PLO. Israel couldn't have that. So Hamas was created specifically to split up the Palestinian community. And then in 2006, Israel facilitated an election that helped empower Hamas in terms of a governance standpoint.